Tonight, 30 minutes of very remarkable entertainment coming to you almost live with your host for tonight, Mr. Barth Kimball. Tonight, Barth's guest will be Ms. Cara Bishanu, who can hold your attention with her knees. Mr. Vern Taylor, who wants to be free to eat. Ms. Alberta Cornwall, with help for the marginally insane. And Happy Kind and the Mirth Maker. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. And now here's your host and mine, Mr. Barth Kimball!
Right with it. Thank you very much. Fascinating letters. Wonderful. Thanks for all your support, incidentally. Good evening, and welcome again to Fernwood Tonight. I'm Barth Kimball. We already applauded. Don't bother to do it again. I'd hate to hear it. Oh, you're wonderful, folks. You know, like the joke says so often, I'm afraid I've got some good news and some bad news. First, the bad news. Jerry Hubbard's still with us. No, I'm just kidding along with Jerry there, and he's a wonderful guy, although he is still with us. The bad news is this. We've been doing some groundwork on our crusade to bring the World Series right here to Fernwood as the ideal neutral field for the annual Fall Classic. Thanks to some public-spirited citizens like, well, there was Ed McPherson down at McPherson's Lumber, where wood is a way of life, incidentally, that's their motto. And they're open Saturdays till 6. We've accumulated enough money in our World Series fund to make some long-distance telephone calls. And as it turns out, the commissioner of baseball, Mr. Kuhn, and that's not a slur or anything like that, that's the man's name. Mr. Kuhn will not allow the World Series to be held in any community that does not already have a Major League Baseball franchise. Now, that's nuts to me. It sounds about as sensible as McDonald's saying that they won't sell a Big Mac to anyone who doesn't already have one. You know what I'm saying? In other words, the old runaround is what we're talking here. Frankly, it would seem to me that if your city had Big League Baseball in town all summer long, the last thing in the world you'd want would be take up valuable Halloween shopping time in the middle of October. The last thing you'd want is 7 more baseball games. That would be ho-hum time in my way of thinking. But I am not Mr. Kuhn, and nobody elected me Commissioner of Baseball. Although nobody really elected him either. I don't even know who picked him. Is anyone? I guess not. Okay, enough bad news. Here's the good news. We've got a great show tonight. Now let's get right into it. Jerry, come on in here. Jerry Hubbard, ladies and gentlemen.
So no World Series here in Fernwood, huh?
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah,
Looks like we struck out.
Yeah. Left holding your bats and balls in a bag with no place to go. And what you have here, you might be able to get there's the Super Bowl coming up.
You know, that's a thought.
Or maybe you can get like an old-timers day.
Absolutely. If we can't get the Super Bowl right here in Fernwood, we could at least maybe make a few bucks. I'm sure we could probably at least organize a situation whereby we could send a bus down to wherever it is, New Orleans last year. We could maybe do that this year.
That could be.
It's a good idea. We could organize
more
that
like
and take it off the top.
Yeah, that could be. But get a lot of the old-time ball players up here and get them together. If they don't want to play ball, maybe they could get like the DiMaggio brothers and have a round-robin handball tournament or something.
That'd be great. It'd be wonderful.
Maybe they could play the Alou brothers or something.
Yeah, or Dizzy Dean, his brother, Dizzy Dean.
Dizzy and Paul. One of them's dead, but with a handicap, maybe they could make a showing.
We could have a dead person on each team to kind of balance it out. Last night on the program, Susan Cloud was here to tell us about a guru that she'd found right here in Fernwood. We assumed that, both of us, that he'd be the only guru in Fernwood. But once you let one strange religious group come in on you, I guess the rest of them just start coming out of the woodwork, and here we are.
Before you know it, they'll have a representative from the Church of the Divine Termite.
Have a place to live, wouldn't he? Anyway, tonight, in the interest of giving equal time to those for whom there is really no explanation, we welcome Fernwood's only disciple of Aqua Ching, an East Pakistani water meditation cult and exercise program. Here is Cara Bishanu, formerly Arlene Leroy. find out in a moment here. She's sporting the dry look right now with a little water on the brain.
That's right. I assume that is water, although it's been colored for photographic purposes.
We colored it for photographic purposes. The reason I started out with some lame puns there is I just don't know what to say about this. I don't really think it belongs on our show, and I'd like to know how it got on.
It does take hours of practice there. Now, I would start out with maybe an ice cube. That would be cheating a little bit.
Okay.
He's going to move that water around.
Water on the brain. There it is. Usually when people wear a bathing suit, they're dealing with a lot greater quantity of water than
Well, there is a water shortage. I understand she used larger glasses before.
Oh, that's good. Now she's they left the water right there.
And people are probably wondering now what's going to happen to that water. Is it going to be wasted? But we'll have to wait till the end of the
program to find out. Yeah. So glad that she's the kind of waitress that you could go on the wagon before your drink got there.
Oh, yeah.
It's not much from where we're sitting right now, but that's all on how you look at it. It's better. They're back on the head again.
It's still on the head.
Now, she's never touched it with her hands at all.
No.
That's kind of amazing. That's a glass, too, incidentally, in case that thing broke. Ooh. Could shatter all over our floor here.
I don't know if this is like the hula, because every movement has a meaning, or if it's just getting the water up and down and back up again.
I think it is. Can you imagine having a fire in India and they have the bucket brigade with these people?
All like that, yeah.
The place could burn right down. Sounds amazing. I wonder if whiplash is a problem with this kind of career. Well, that makes more sense.
And there goes the water down the whole head.
We'll be right back. Thanks, Hap. My next guest has some rather disturbing information about the Federal Food and Drug Administration. Please welcome local poet and now secretary of the Fernwood chapter of the Joseph McCarthy Society. It's a new gig for him. Mr. Vern Taylor. Probably met back in the greenish room.
You probably watched her get out of shape. Now we'll hear you get out of shape, huh?
No, I think he's all right. Vern, is the Joseph McCarthy Society a national organization?
Yes, it is, Boris.
One thing I think we should clear up first for the viewers, that is this the same, not the same McCarthy that used to sit on Edgar Bergen's lap?
This is the one who headed the Senate subcommittee hearings.
Oh, I love the other one. That was Charlie, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I'm glad you took the time there to separate the dummies from the real people.
He used to spin his head all the way around like he was possessed.
Great. Vern, I take it you people are admirers of Joseph McCarthy. Is that true?
Of the principles of which he stood for, not his tactics.
Okay, fine, because there's a lot of talk about his tactics. Now let's talk about your discovery.
Thank you, Boris. I have here a list of 26 people from the Food and Drug Administration, which we think are communists.
What? Pretty strong talk there.
And they are conducting an insidious plan to weaken our nation and prime us for a red takeover.
Wow, now how are they doing this? How are you doing this?
They have many methods, like the banning of saccharin. It's quite a coincidence that the banning of saccharin came at the same time as our renewed relations with communist Cuba. It means we'll have to eat sugar, and I'm talking about red sugar, my friend.
Food for thought, Vern.
Sugar that makes us lose our teeth, get fat and lethargic, and makes our faces break out, which means we become unattractive to persons of the opposite sex, which means no procreation, which means our population diminishes in number and strength, which means the red hordes can just walk right over us.
Oh, wow. There's a little Diet Pepsi for you here, maybe
Is that saccharin?
No, they took it out. I think, is this some of the last we got there? We bought those cases, I know.
I don't know.
Actually, as far as the saccharin goes, I think any moron can see your point.
It's perfectly clear to me.
Okay, now, What about the FDA? What about their ban on preservatives? Is this part of your plan as well? Or their plan?
Take preservatives out of your bread, and our bread goes stale. Where do we get bread? From wheat. And where does our wheat go? Sold to Russia. Pretty soon we end up buying bread from Russia. Bread that's laced with true serum and baked in microwave ovens. The same microwaves aimed at our American embassy in Moscow to make our diplomats go nuts.
I'm working up an appetite listening to this.
So you do not believe that all these chemicals in our food are actually harmful?
No, they're not that bad. I say smoke screen.
I think he's got a point here. You know, maybe the FDA is trying to discourage us, and maybe they're working on that side by banning all these different color additives. They banned, red dye number 2.
Right.
Why? To make them food less appealing. How would you like to eat a hot dog that was green? Or who would eat gray licorice? It turns your stomach. Or what about, do you imagine what tomato sauce would look like without that red coloring? No, I agree with you. I think they're trying to take the color out of food, make us lose our appetite, start dieting, and get weak and starve, and then the commies, the Reds, are going to walk in and waltz right over everything, right?
Here.
Not only here, but every place. Kansas, Oklahoma, wherever they make wheat.
So like an orange, if it's not orange, it's not an orange. Is that what you're saying, Jerry?
Not an orange one, anyway.
It's like having breakfast with Anita Bryant.
By any other name.
I suppose we could take the bull by the horns here, and we could just take a stand, a very staunch American stand, and eat health food.
Sure, health food. High-priced stuff sold by those freaks with the ponytails, live in communes. Don't forget, you are what you eat.
One last question. What if those chemicals like saccharin do cause cancer in humans?
Mr. Kimball, every American must sooner or later ask himself this. Would you rather be sarcogenic or communistic? I say we should show those pinkos in the FDA what we're made of and eat Twinkie for America.
Get those commies into a jam that they can't get out of.
I think as long as it's a free country, I will pass on the Twinkie and,
Fine kettle of fish they've gotten us into, huh?
in the soup. Is that what you're thinking of?
Mock you may, mock you may.
We'll be right back after these words. Apparently we're back. Our next guest is someone whose name is familiar to us all in Fernwood. She's helped a lot of people in town with her weekly advice column in the Fernwood Inquiring Gazette, or FIG as we call it. She's recently written a book called You Are You, in which she explains her philosophy of life. Would you welcome, please, Miss Alberta Cornwall. Have a seat.
Oh, now I brought something for each of you.
Oh,
It's
what
your
is
own
this?
little you.
Oh, it's a
You'll
you.
find
So
out
go
all
ahead.
about this in just a minute.
Really? What's something like this worth?
Oh, well, you can't put a price on something like that now.
Well, I'll just put it around my neck and hope it goes up in value. That's great.
I brought my book.
Your book, You
Yes.
Are You. She's written it right here. Picture of her on the back. That's her, and you are her.
I am me. You
As
are
well
you.
as you are you.
You are you.
We're all dying to know what is You Are You all about?
Well, You Are You is a philosophy that I've developed that completely eliminates the need for expensive psychotherapy and drugs.
Well, I think we're all looking for that. That's the kind of thing that drives you crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Simply stated, you are you. So if you will believe that you are you, you'll be happy.
You know, she's got a point there, and I've been living by that philosophy for a long time. I realize that I'm Jerry, and you're Barth,
Right.
and that makes me happy.
See?
Well, now, wait, it doesn't make me, I don't mean happy kind. I'm not happy kind. Only happy. But I realize happy is happy, and I'm Jerry, and that makes me not happy. I don't mean not happy like being unhappy. I mean not happy like happy, and happy is happy.
Alberta, how do you apply this philosophy to people with problems, real problems?
Well, you see, I try to build the person's ego by reminding him of his own uniqueness.
So you're really trying to build up each individual ego, and if a person feels good about himself, or in my case, great about himself, he has no problems, okay?
That's right, exactly.
All right, let's see how this works. We have some letters here that some people have sent in to us, actually sent in to you at the FIG, and you haven't seen these yet.
No.
Right? Okay, so this will be right off the top here, and these are some people with problems, and let's see how well it works. First one is from right here in Fernwood. In fact, they all are. Okay. This person writes, I can't handle things any longer. My wife has a brain tumor and is cheating on me with another man. I have 3 teenage daughters, and my oldest is pregnant. She talks of selling the baby. I lost my job and cry a lot lately. I've started to ride down winding country roads late at night with my headlights off. I think I'm depressed. What should I do? Signed, Dot. Her name is Dot. Well, it's just a dot. Maybe it's unsigned. I don't know.
Well, I've found that wearing brightly colored shirts relieves depression. You see, you are you,
Right.
and wearing a brightly colored shirt makes you a happier you than you were
happier,
before.
brighter.
You are you.
I'll be darned. That's sound advice, I guess. So all you Fernwoodians out there, if you see a guy speeding down a back road, just throw him an orange shirt, okay?
Or a yellow one, yeah, they're nice. But, of course, that may add to his depression, having people jump out of the dark and throwing colored T-shirts in his car. They drive me nuts, I know that.
Well, until he gets his lights on, he may not even see it coming.
I just suddenly see a T-shirt draped over his windshield.
You can probably go on all night like that. Fortunately, we have another letter. Okay, this one is, this one's done in pencil. I don't know why it has any...
Now, you see, here's a perfect example how people, a lot of them cause their own problems. It's a personality thing. He writes down here, P.S., read my letter or I'll kill you. Somehow, some way, I'll find you. Now, that, he didn't really need that. He should have just given you the chance. And it's off on the wrong foot already. I'm glad I'm not him.
It's addressed right to me. It's funny.
Yeah.
At any rate, goes, Dear Alberta, I knew, right to you. I think I'm hearing things. At night, I hear voices that say, this is God talking. I want you to go to Main Street and tell people I've sent you to help them. Then another night, she says, I hear a voice saying, this is the devil talking. Don't listen to God. Wear a red dress and do wild things with your body. Then the next night, the voice will say, this is God again. Was that you I saw in a red dress? I don't know what to do. What do you recommend for this person here?
I think she should go right out and buy herself something frivolous. Just a bauble, a token, something like that. And then she should go straight to the beauty parlor and get herself a new hairdo.
You think?
When she sees how pretty she'll look with her hair like that, no matter who is talking to her, she'll know who she is. She is she.
Well,
You are you.
you got that.
She's not going to come after you to kill you with a nice new hairdo and a nice dress on either. You know how women are about things like that.
It's funny, the red dress would almost qualify as an orange shirt, and in this case, it didn't do much for her.
Maybe she should throw herself at the other gentleman's car.
Or run Sure. You don't think she should be put in one of those rooms with the soft walls?
You'd be surprised what wonders a really good permanent can do.
What?
You see, in this case, you are you through your hair. But you can be you through what you wear or through what you eat. The most important thing is, you are you.
Yeah, it's a good thing we have different looks, too, because if we just identified ourselves by these yous, we wouldn't know who we were, because we have all 3 of us. If I am me and I'm the one wearing this, then who are you, because you're wearing it, too.
But you can be you better than I can be you. You see, you are you.
Okay.
You're you.
Well, if we're very self-effacing, you could be where the you, and the other person can say, I see you. Someone might want to call attention to himself.
Yeah.
The other nice thing for you, Jerry, is this is elasticized, so when you get a statement like that, you can just knock some sense into yourself.
That's fun, and it doesn't really hurt.
Oh, it smarted when I did it. We'll be right back after these words. Thank you very much. We're just about out of time here. I got to thank my guests. I don't have to, but I'd sort of like to. And we'll go ladies first. Alberta, you are you. And you told me during the break you are hungry. So here. Have one of these. I recommend the licorice. Okay, I'd like to offer you something to wash it down with, but I'm afraid what you might do with it. You might just try to dance all over it, and you don't know where those feet have been. I'm, of course, referring to the lovely Cara Bisha New, or as we like to call you, Arlene Leroy. Thank you so much for coming by.
And in this case, you are not you, you are new.
Right, Jerry. Also, of course, I should thank Jerry Hubbard for things like that.
It
He's
was
wonderful.
nothing, believe me.
Yeah, that's right. Also, happy kind of Earthmakers, and last but not least, the wonderful Vern Taylor, who you really make your point come across pretty strong.
But I got time to do a little number on my trumpet.
You
Hey,
have time to do a little number on your trumpet. You have time to at least hold it. And if we have time for you to play it, we'll find out when we're out of time. Oh, we're out of time. Son of a gun, old rat's behind. Tonight, so we'll see you tomorrow. You can play with the band maybe as they go out. See you tomorrow night, everybody.
Also appearing on tonight's show were Charlene Finn as Cara Bisha New,